Assalamualaikum and hi to our beloved lecturer, Dr. Mazana. So today we from Group Grade, we present our group project which is Project Management in Water Submarine Project. But before that, let me introduce myself and my group member. So my name is Abdul Rahim bin Amin. Next, Muhaimin bin Osman. Then Muhammad Al-Ain bin Mazin. Lastly, Muhammad Farid Haikal bin Muhammad Zawawi.
My name is Muhaimin bin Osman. I would like to talk about the objective in our project. The first one, we identify the theory of buoyancy, Archimedes principle, and variation of pressure with depth. The second one, we use application fluid in making of the water submarine. The third one, we explain management work and professional ethic responsibility in related of making the water submarine. And the last one, we determine knowledge of management and professional ethic principle related in processing of water submarine. From the chart, we can see Abdul Rahim bin Amin act as the leader for our team and being held by three other members, which is me, Muhaimin Osman, as technical expert, Muhammad Al-Ain Mazin as designer, and Muhammad Farid Aikam Muhammad Zawawi as electrical. Therefore, together we form a solid team by brainstorming and sharing ideas, which is other and free to give our own opinion.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Farid Haikal and I would like to present about our project summary. So the title for our project is Bottle Submarine. Bottle Submarine is the study about the function and manner of submarine movement. So what is submarine? Submarine is a water vessel capable of operating underwater freely. So we need to learn, design a submarine bottle prototype to study the basic principle of physics in terms of fluid mechanics. Basically, we have two basic physics principles applied in this project, which is hydrostatic pressure and buoyancy. So, we set up experiment to investigate this case study, which is hydrostatic pressure attached to the prototype to test the pressure exerted to our prototype, which is bottle submarine. While conducting our project, we faced some ethical issues, which is lack of management principle in ethics in terms of time management, budget, and execution of assigned project tasks to our team members. So, to make our project run smoothly and do not miserable, to make a success, we practice by using formula and SI units set up to make it easier for people to understand the value we have. Next, we apply the ethical management method, which is we divide it into the initiation phase, definition phase, planning phase, implementation phase, development phase, and closing phase. All of these are included in the Gantt chart table. So, while conducting this project, each project development will have its own problem where all team members are divided into one problem to be solved in terms of design, cost, time, and functional. Next, we move to our project duration. Generally, we have 6 phases, which is initiation phase, definition phase, planning phase, implementation phase, deployment phase, and closing phase. So, for initiation phase and definition phase, start from 24 February until 25 February 2020. For initiation phase, we define the needs for our project, which is to create the prototype of submarine. We also do the budget development, which is to create the prototype of bottle submarine. Next, we go to definition phase. In this phase, we determine goal, scope, and project constraint. We also identify members and their role. Next, we do the risk management planning, which is list down all the risks that may occur while we are conducting this project. Then we move to the planning phase. Planning phase starts from 1st March until 12th March 2020. In this phase, we do the resource planning and create the project schedule development to make sure our project and the tasks that have been given will be more organized. We also do the quality assurance plan. Next, we go to the implementation phase. Implementation phase starts from 15 March until 26 March 2020. In this phase, we execute our project plan and accomplish project goals, which is we go to find our things and tools that need to create our prototype. Next, we go to the deployment phase. Deployment phase starts from 29 March until 9 April 2020. Deployment phase is where we create our prototype and do the testing, which is we set up the experiment to test on two basic principle, which is two basic physics principle, which is hydrostatic pressure and the buoyancy. Next to the closing phase. Closing phase starts from 12 April until 23 April, which is we do the final touch to our report and we manage to complete our project on 30 May 2020 because we already make the estimate the time using the Gantt chart for the phase. So we manage to apply the management and ethical professional while conducting our project.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Al-Ain bin Mazin. Today, I will present to you about management of project that our group makes. So we make about a submarine prototype. Before we start this project, we must know how to manage our duration time for this project. First, we list all the phases that we make. Second, we estimate duration for all phases before we must send to our lecturer. And lastly, after we estimate duration, to be it in smooth, we making Gantt chart using the Microsoft project. So, how we manage our project? We list phase and duration, day and date. So, the first point is initiation phase. What is initiation phase? Initiation phase is the beginning before we build the prototype. So, in this initiation phase, we have defined needs, made decisions, and made budget development. So, second, definition phase. What in this definition phase? First is determine goals and scope, identity role member, define method, and risk management. Third, planning phase. After we get our determined goal and scope, we must know how to find the resource and we do a work breakdown with its Gantt chart to make our project smooth and project scheduled structure. Fourth, implementation phase. It is execute project plan, accomplish project goals, and experiment the project. After we do finish our prototype, we must do experiment to look that prototype is good or not. Fifth, deployment phase. After we do the test and have some mistake at there, we do the upgrade project and doing the problem solving project. Closing phase. Closing phase is we are making video and make a video presentation slide to present our project. As we can see, this is the Gantt chart we making to make our project smooth. So this is the subtitle name, task name, which is submarine project. This is a duration, how long we do this project. So we making this project is 48 days. So we start from Monday 24 February until 23 April. We can see in this before slide, we have 6 phase. So we divided into the 5 stage, which is first stage is initiation phase and definition phase. This is we make it is 2 days only, from 24 February until 25 February. Second stage is planning phase, which we planning phase, which we do in 10 days, 1 March until 12 March. Third phase, third stage is implementation phase. So in this stage, 10 days need to making this prototype project, submarine project. So we can see this is the Gantt chart, where the black color is for task name and the blue is the person in charge who is making this task. We can see for define it is the Rahim, make decision is Farid, and budget development Al Ain and Muhaimin. After that, we go to stage 4, who is deployment phase, who needs 10th day 29 March until 9 April. Closing phase is in we put in stage 4, which is making 2 days only. Lastly is stage 5, we making presentation slide. This is we refer from the our full reports to make this slide is project detail, summary, objective, situation, members, management project, demonstrate problem solving, and display output and conclusion.
So okay, let's move to the main topic, which is the project issue and the way to solve it. So we have identified some of the issues that we face through this project. So number 1 is the design, number 2 time, number 3 cost, and number 4 functional. So let's take a look one by one. So number 1, in this project we had a little bit problem in designing the prototype. Of course, as a student, we did not have enough idea or lack of idea in designing the prototype. This is due to the lack of information on how we gather the information about the submarine or the mechanism of the submarine. Next, the material that we use. This problem arises because we have to find a suitable material to build the prototype that environmentally friendly, or in Malay we say it mesra alam. So the way we solve it, we test a few material first and see how it works. And if the material is unsuitable for the prototype, then we test other material until we got what we need to build the prototype. So number 2, the project issue is time. We had some issue with time. Some of it is poor planning, improper schedule, and procrastinate, or in other words, postponing work. So, to fix all the issue, we had made a timetable for our duty, and also we make a Gantt chart to have a proper schedule to make this project successful. And number 3, the project issue is cost. We also had a hard time in calculating the cost of this whole project, such as the cost of the material usage, over-expended, and hidden costs. So the way we solve it is 1. Prioritize the needs than the aesthetic value. Number 2, we prepare and keep a small amount of money if something bad accidentally happen. And lastly, the issue is functional. So throughout this project, there are some functional error in our prototype that cause the prototype malfunction. So the solution is we use to handle the problem are: number 1, we rebuild the prototype. So as we figure out the prototype problems when it tested, we rebuild the prototype. And number 2, we recalculating. So some of the error might be the error during calculation. So in order to fix that, we recalculate the calculation. Okay, so for the project output is what we get from this project. First of all, moral issue. So as we know, this project is all about teamwork. It trains us to work well in a team and be like a professional engineer in managing a project. Apart from that, it also trains us to focus in the duty or job that we are given. Next, individual skill. There are many apps and software that we use to complete this project. One of it is the Microsoft project for us to make the Gantt chart. We also make a hierarchy form. Then this project also increase our hands-on skill when making the prototype. Building the prototype are practically work that means all just DIY or do it yourself. Then it also increase our skill on managing of a project. So we go to the conclusion. So as a whole, from this project, we may gain many knowledge on how to manage a project. And this project also help us to solve the problem on the application of fluid mechanics, because we use the water submarine. Then we create a proper Gantt chart by using Microsoft project. And we also create a hierarchy form to analyze risk. Then we also analyze the ethics and moral issue in this project. Okay, that's all from us. Thank you.